Welcome back, everybody. This is the grand finals of the UT2k4 TAM League Season 16, hosted by Unreal Fight Club, hashtag UFC. And we are going to be getting into the first set of grand finals, and it might be the only set. Hydro Thunder Hurricane owns the winner's bracket advantage. If they win set number 1, the grand finals is over, and Hydro Thunder Hurricane are your Season 16 TAM League champions. However, if Brimstones are able to take the first best of 5 set, they will reset the bracket, and we will play a second best of 5. Map picks, bans, all will happen once again, and we will get into the grand finals, the super grand finals, and whoever wins that will determine your Season 16 TAM winner. But as it stands currently, Hydro Thunder Hurricane coming in with a big advantage here, staying in the winner's bracket, winning all of their matchups. And, I mean, can they go wire to wire as the 1 seed? That's what we're here to find out. Or can the 2 seed Brimstones, I mean, 2 best teams heading into playoffs, are the 2 teams meeting in the grand finals? And we'll see which of these 2 teams will leave here champion, as this match today will be for all the marbles. We are not playing any sort of second set at another date or time. We are playing both today, and we're going to find out just who's going to win this one. And I mean, let's hope we have a great series, and best of 5s, 2 best of 5s. I'll be here for 2.5 hours if that's the case, and I will love every second of it. We're looking forward to this one, and I mean, we're still waiting. Just the last couple, I guess, people ready to ready up here. Still waiting on Lavak, Hydro, and Buddy to hit the ready keys. Looks like all of Brimstones are ready for action, and we're just waiting. And, I mean, now we're just here. Just a couple more people here. I mean, and once again, is Hydro going to win his first ever 2k4 season storyline? Or will Literaid lay claim Mr. 1000 to another league crown? I mean, and will Dem win a 3rd consecutive Unreal Tournament league of some kind? Man seems to be good luck right now. Potentially a sign of being very underrated. Dem also good teammate, so can't hate on Dem, and he can have some great performances. We've seen some 3 PPR performances from Dem so far this league, so he has added more than enough to Brimstone's chances of winning. I mean, he's probably going to be the wild card that's going to make or break the difference for Brimstones, in my opinion. Dem, if he hits 3 PPR, is going to be a big problem for Hydro Thunder Hurricane to deal with. A team where every single one of their players seems to be like 2.5 outside of Lavak, who just 3-point mids, whatnot. But Literaid, carrying a 4.0 average, at least on this server, he's had 5, and we've got the final ready up. We are getting into the grand finals of Season 16 TAM League, coming to you right about now. And we're going to try and get right on board with, Mr. $1,000 here, Literaid. Forgot to turn on wall hacks. We'll do that in just a second, but we'll see the first round and see if Literaid gets there. But so far, just eating damage, not giving too much back. Maybe needs to warm up a little bit. Makes the move, hits the nice LG through the little window. And now looking, and Hydro just jumps right down into Literaid's waiting arms. Shot combo does connect. Literaid, go. I mean, no one's on a rampage yet, but it is Lavak, last alive. Has 3 people on him, shooting the combo, trying to guard his entrance, and takes the LG.
Takes the lead.
And down goes Lavak. We got to get the wall hacks on here, and let's go now back on board with Lavak if we can get to him. And Levac needs to get his team back into the swing of things. They did start off slowly. Map 1 of last series, I do believe. Potentially needing elucidation here. They did do well on it last time, but so far not going well for them. It is down to Buddy and Hydro. Just Hydro. Hydro is currently being surrounded. Hydro getting chased, linked down, dies.
Blue team increases their lead.
Laterade so far 6.1 PPR. Dem actually doing well. It is early. PPRs aren't going to stabilize for a couple more rounds here. So big numbers. Just got to wait potentially. But so far Dem playing low here. Loading up some rockets here, but not going to connect. Had the opportunity to do a lot of damage with those rockets. Instead gets some, but goes down. Eventually just gets shock tape. And all, like, 3 of Hydro Thunder Hurricane were on a lift. Laterade last alive. Somebody's in his face. 8 HP. He has Hydro. Hydro is low. Hydro dies to a beam. Laterade very low, though. 8 HP. Hits Levac. Puts Levac into an LGable range. And now he's going to hide, wait, use the sound cues, but Levac, too smart for that, takes down Laterade and puts Hydro Thunder Hurricane on the board 2-1, currently in favor of Brimstones. And let's go on board with Larry, see if Larry can help out his team a little bit. Gets an early primary on to, can't tell who it was, but gets some damage. Knight is camping. Every one of... hits a nice little bit of a combo, gets some damage out, hits an LG, gonna get aggressive here. They're gonna take down whoever that was. Couldn't see quickly enough for who died, but it is now Laterade and Knight left. And Larry, great LG, and helps get, and just gonna drop on here. Hits another LG, takes down Laterade, and all of a sudden, Night Terror, last one alive, takes down Hydro, running for his life, but Larry still very healthy. Levac does have to be careful. Could kill himself with fall damage or any little bit of extra damage added on to his teammate. Combo does come out, hits Larry for a little bit of damage, but Levac able to get the kill and even up our score 2 rounds apiece. Levac currently 3.3 PPR. Laterade still sitting at 5. We'll go on board Raffle and how he is warming up into this match. Missing a couple shots, getting LG'd and shock primary through the grate, I believe, and just he continues to get peppered. Raffle not having a great start to this round. Gonna move over to glass, maybe try and hide in a corner, but the shock combos come out, and somehow Raffle not taking any damage, probably had the shield gun out there, and is moving around trying to look for shots, missing another LG. Raffle having an absolutely awful round of it. And ends up getting combo. Dem last alive, and Dem just
Red team takes the lead.
In between a bunch of people. Somebody's on a killing spree. Can't see who that was, but we'll try and take this quickly. It looks like Levac on a killing spree, and we'll go on board with Levac. Levac gets Raffle in the back. Combo comes out, not going to connect. Flak not going to hit either, and I think he didn't realize somebody was behind him. Very focused on what was in front of him, and now just turning towards his teammate. Link gun comes out, shooting at Laterade and getting shot in the back from Shock Pillar. Levac will need to do a lot if he's gonna have to keep that killing spree alive if he wants to win this round. Not gonna happen. Killing spree ended, and taking him down. Haven't been on board with our sub Night Terror yet, filling in for Sacred, the infamous team killer from round number 1, and Knight hitting some good trade damage onto Levac first. Levac gonna hide a little alcove there, and Knight does end up going down. Did trade a decent bit of damage, but might not have been enough. As we go on board Laterade, we're gonna go on board with Buddy right now. Raffle goes down, so we will swap back to Laterade. Laterade in a 1 versus 3 is very winnable. Hydro and Buddy both low. And it is just Larry that survives. Not even a headshot. Headshot could take out Larry, but hey, later you're going to pick up some HP, but immediately gets LG'd, and he is already down to just barely above an LG. Takes out Hydro, and Levac going to jump in, or not Levac, Buddy goes down. Now Larry versus Laterade, and Laterade does pick up a little bit of health. Still, I mean, he was already above an LG, still above an LG, but Larry has dropped down to 67. Larry now dies to an LG. Laterade, very good aim. This is going to be difficult for Larry, and go Larry, just rides the elevator of doom to his death. goes down. Laterade gets a Dark Horse, and we'll stick right on board. Dark Horse gets you some more camera time for sure. And Laterade gonna be already take a ton of damage to start, ends up dropping, and we're gonna go back on board Larry. Can he recover from, I mean, he's looked like he's had a good start to this round so far, but his, I mean, already the Dem last alive this round, going cleanly so far in favor of Hydro Thunder Hurricane, but gonna be tough. Dem could potentially clear this, but just drops down right in front of Hydro, and that is, I mean, that's all she wrote for that round. 4-4. Who have we not really been on with? Buddy, we have not seen much of the Budster yet. And can Buddy, I mean, he's just kind of passive so far and watches his teammate get obliterated right in front of his face. And it is a 2 versus 3, Buddy and Levac against, well, just make that just Buddy, as Levac just gets evaporated.
Blue team takes
Buddy
the
just
lead.
seeing his teammates get vaporized before his eyes. We have not actually been on board, I believe, with Hydro yet. So we're going to go on board with Hydro himself and see what's going on. And Hydro kind of being a little passive. Usually I'm not used to seeing this. Hydro usually is a bit more aggressive. Potentially, they talked about him not running in and getting killed early. But now he's going to go aggro and able to see Raffle. And I think that was Laterade right in front and goes down. Night Terror, last one alive, hits an LG. He's got a little bit more than an LG's worth of damage. Takes a couple of shots, goes down. And we are tied 5 rounds apiece so far. Laterade 4.2 PPR. Levac 3.4. Hydro's got 3. Hydro doing the work needed, but we'll go on board Laterade currently. I mean, once again, he's been this kind of focal point for his team. Just if he does force something plus PPR, his team have a great chance of winning. His team just provides him the info needed to win, and Levac currently needed to try and get out of there. Didn't have quite enough to survive. And we'll go on board with Levac, as he is currently the leader for Hydro Thunder Hurricane. Needs to make some more happen, needs to get himself in, and big combo, another big combo. Levac doing about 400 damage in half a second and just keeps putting it out. Night Terror goes down. Can one more go down? I mean, Levac didn't get the kill there. That would have been a kill if the other guy didn't die so fast. And now Levac kind of facing off against Laterade. He just an LG's worth of damage, and Levac goes down. Raffle still really healthy. Laterade dies to an LG, but they still can't kill him. Hydro just trying his best, but now he's getting pressured by 2. Hydro goes down, and the first, well, not the first 2-round lead, but a 2-round lead. I mean, what a... I looked like that round was probably going to be all Hydro Thunder Hurricane from the way it started. Levac getting so much damage out, but then immediately turned around. Laterade probably on the other side of the map while we were watching Levac. And now Laterade hits a big combo, big primary, big rocket, takes down Hydro while dying himself, but Raffle, last one alive, ends up going down. And the past couple of rounds have been nothing but explosive. We'll go on board once again, try and stick with Laterade, as hopefully he can help take care of this. But he walks into a combo, couldn't avoid it, couldn't get any damage done in this round. Laterade having a tragic round, and that probably puts Hydro Thunder Hurricane into the driver's seat to tie this up. 7 rounds apiece. Can Brimstones come back in this round without their leader? There is a potential chance. Knight versus Levac, 1v1. Knight, 12 HP. We're going to go on board with him. If he succeeds in winning this, this is going to be huge. Let's be real here. Knight just he's got to just make some plays happen. Levac is down to 160. This is doable. A couple big damage. 12 HP. And combo just a little bit too far. If he was trying to shield that, just a little bit too far past the shield. Knight goes down, but what a try from him. great round. Thought that round was probably doomed when Laterade got comboed immediately. Night Terror eating some early damage though. Has health available, is gonna pick it up and move in. Sees Lavak gets caught looking in. Night Terror with a great double kill. Can he get a great combo? Gave his team a great opportunity. What a play out of Night Terror. This dude is bumping right now. I mean, we're gonna stick on board. He's playing. He came here to play. The combo's coming out and gets some good damage out. Can he get more? Hits a little bit of rocket ship damage, but they've already lost a player. Do trade 1 kill back, but the health bars now are in favor, hugely in favor of Brimstones, and Laterade still alive, but Laterade took some damage, able to run away, gets back to just above an LG's worth of damage. Like, he could have gone down there, but able to survive, stay alive, and now Dem and Laterade in a 2 versus 1, and Dem is very healthy. Lavak goes down. Dem gets the double kill, ties this up 8 rounds apiece, and best of 3 for map number 1 in this grand finals. Who is going to take it? We'll go back on board with whichever one of Lavak or Laterade we get to first. Guess it's going to be Lavak. He's going to flank, but kind of not into the right spot. All of Brimstones is over in Matrix, and they are going to be a tough nut to crack. Good team play, as always, from them. I mean, at this point, expect any Laterade-led team to have fantastic team play, because they just kind of do what they need to do. And Lavak comes in, gets the kill on Raffle from behind, and Laterade and Dem last 2 alive. They are in the same spot, so could get a lot of damage, and now it is just Dem. Laterade gets blown up, and Link Gun comes out, and they're trying to take down Dem. Dem goes down, and Burst Blood goes over to Hydro Thunder Hurricane, 1 round away from winning map number 1. They have a round in hand. Can't afford to lose 1. Can't afford to lose 2, though, as we go on board with Swap. I was trying to find Laterade, and finally I get to him. He's taken a lot of damage, but able to take down Lavak. Lavak was lower, and is just Hydro and Larry left for Hydro Thunder Hurricane. Shield Gun comes out, but the LG still hits, and another shock primary, and Larry or Hydra, one of the two, is super low. Larry goes down, able to trade, and we have a 9-9 match point, double match point. Both teams sudden death. Whoever wins this wins the map, and we're going to split off board. Laterade gets an early LG, took no damage in return, and gets a nice combo. Laterade already doing about 160 some damage, and can he continue? I mean, he's taken nothing. He's provided a lot of pressure for his team so far, but it does look like his teammates are getting dropped. He's looking, he hears someone below him. Rocket ends up missing. Larry ends up going down, but Laterade takes a decent amount as a trade back, and now he's down to an LG. Does end up going down, and it is now on Dem. Dem in a 1 versus 3 for map 1 life. Dem very, very healthy, but so is Hydro. Hydro has not taken the smallest bit of damage yet, and 90. Dem getting some damage out early. He needs to take out Lavak is eligible, but double shots come in, and Dem goes down, and map number 1, 10-9 to Hydro Thunder Hurricane, and Lavak 4.1 PPR. Laterade dipped below 4, 3.9. A little bit of a underperformance for Mr. $1,000 there, but I mean, he still did fantastically, as did all of his team. The 2s across the board. I mean, I can't really say they played badly. It was a 10-9 absolute nail biter of a match. So, I mean, it's absolutely fantastic stuff. I mean, we're going to be in on Ages map number 2. Let's go. There.
8, 7, 6, 5.
So it probably froze 4, when I wasn't on the window.
3, 2, 1.
But map number 2, we're going to be on board. Let's just go right on board with Lavak. We got a... Sorry. Going to put the As round number 1, currently Levok gets the drop on, I believe that was later. It got a lot of damage on. They decided not to push him. And Levok just missing the shots. Does it later, able to survive. Dem really hurt. And Levok able to weasel away 1 HP, gets another splash LG out, but he's gonna turn right around. Raffle just gets him in the back. And it is currently a 2 versus 3. Make that a 1 versus 2 as Larry able to get some damage in, but miniguns are coming out. A couple of bullets will take him down. Raffle is killable with 1 shot, but
Red team takes the
I
lead.
believe that was Dem or Night Terror running in with the minigun. Lots of HP, survives the shot, gets round 1 in favor of Brimstones. God, I always gotta forget. I want to just call him the Laterades. I mean, he's like the mascot for the team, basically. But we're going to be on board with Laterade. Laterade currently looking, sees a couple players over at Shock and takes care of Larry. Larry just walks right into his death. And everyone from Hydro, Thunder, Hurricane drops almost immediately. And it is now just on Levok in a 1 versus 3. Gets 1. Gonna be tough to get to. Laterade is still pretty much, well, now he took a big chunk of damage there, but Levok has 2 people around him and goes down
Red
to the
team
shock beam
increases
out of
their
Night.
lead.
Night able to get the clutch. Laterade, or not Laterade, Levok able to kind of bring his team back in that round, potentially steal one there. Great opportunity hitting the headshot there. And we're going to be on board. I mean, now with Buddy, and looks like Brimstone's deciding to hold outside, feeling that they have the hit scan advantage here, and they definitely are beasting Hydro, Thunder, Hurricane so far on this outside area of Aegis. Winning the hit scan
Red team
battles. And
scores.
I mean, 3-0, and if Hydro, Thunder, Hurricane doesn't turn this around really quickly, this is going to probably be curtains on them for Aegis. You don't want to lose touch, especially in a match as close as this between these 2 teams. Need to get every round you can. And we're going to be on board with Hydro, and they're all outside. Hydro, you're just jumping into 3 people. Hydro, let the Rockstar do the talking, as he just jumped into 3 people straight to his death. That is not a very 2k4 move, as Buddy able to kill Dem, but it's already a 2 versus 3, and the health bars are definitely in favor of Brimstones here, as, I mean, last
Red
guy
team
alive,
scores.
and a quick 4-0 in favor of Brimstones. And we're just going to go on board with Raffle here, who's seemingly having a better game so far, 3.0 PPR, and Aegis looks to be Brimstone's map, as so far Hydro, Thunder, Hurricane has nothing going. And another shot going into Levok goes down, and so double kill. Raffle giving us the views, and Hydra last one alive, and he is surrounded out in the open and just trying to get damage out, but he's getting minied and
Red team
does
scores.
trade, but he still had another couple hundred worth of HP to go through to win that, and 5-0. This is going quite terribly for Hydro, Thunder, Hurricane, as they have not gotten around on the board yet, and they have not looked close in many of them. And it's required some hero performances to even be close in some of them. And, oh, I forgot to change the score. My bad. This is map number 2. And I'm absolutely
Red
huge
team
right now. And
scores.
6-0. And another flawless victory. And this is just quickly going complete in Brimstone's favor. And Dem's going to jump into 2 here, and now he's kind of missing some shots and going to eat some damage, ends up going down, and we'll see. I mean, we've got to go on board Laterade, shooting some rockets, gets out, and Laterade ends up dropping. Maybe Hydro, Thunder, Hurricane's going to get around on the board here. It is 2 versus 2, and Raffle is still very, very healthy, and Levok is taken down to 25 HP. Not going to survive another shock beam. Needs to just make it through and is able to somehow survive. Night Terror, very winnable round. Takes out Levok, but not going to happen. Goes down, and finally, Hydro Thunder Hurricane able to get down to a round victory. I mean, at this point, they just need anything they can get into going into map number 3, because I don't think they're making a comeback here. Later, just hitting the pixel shots, shocks, and LGs over and over. Combo coming out, hits a nice 87 damage. Takes a lot, but, I mean, he's got 1 armor. He will survive in LG. With the way that the system works in LG, well, now it will. And LG would not have killed Levok. He would have lived with 1 HP. Absolute insane stuff, but, I mean, Hydro 60 and headshot by Later. And, I mean, it's full-on massacre, 7-1. It is not going the way of... not going Hydro Thunder Hurricane's way at all. Nice shield gun and great combo. Later Aid hitting big damage. Ends up going down. Kind of unfortunate play that started off very well. And now Dem, trapped in a corner by Tree, ends up dropping. And Knight, last alive, running for his life.
Blue team scores.
Can't seem to get away. 7-2. And I mean, it's a round. We'll go back on board Later Aid. I mean, he's definitely carrying his team so far, and hits the primary, trades a primary and LG. He's gotten more damage than he's lost so far. Did he get hit by something? Gets a nice flank. Levok goes down. And now it's a 4 versus 3, and Later Aid is on the hunt. Everyone's outside, and Later Aid is behind them, just hitting damage, raining down onto Hydro Thunder Hurricane. And now, I mean, the last 2 players for Hydro, the pseudo namesake, gonna go down not long after, 8-2. And we are quick danger of going to... map number 3. I mean, it's 8-2. I don't think this is going to trade. And Levok, Later Aid has a huge flank here. Rockets coming out, big damage, and he gets an absolutely beautiful flank, but doesn't quite get the kill. But he's done so much damage, it might not be the worst, but ends up going down. Just surprising with how good that flank was, unable to get much out of it, and dies in return. And now all of a sudden, it's Raffle and Dem. I cannot believe that he just Ruffle and Dem clean it up and get a 9-2, so the flank pays off. Later Aid getting the... I mean, the team really made that happen. Like, they stepped up. When Later Aid got the big flank and got a lot of damage out, the team cleaned up, did their job. Later Aid taking a lot of damage early on in this one, though. And Hydro Thunder Hurricane, I mean, another big flank going to come out. They just don't see him. And no eyes on Later Aid, and Later Aid is picking them apart right now. Larry last alive. I mean, this is map number 2 going the way of Brimstones, 100%.
Red team scores.
Easy victory.
Red team is the winner.
I mean, to everyone in purple number, well, Night Terror is only at even, but everyone in purple numbers, more or less, fantastic performance. Great stuff out of Brimstones as they take map number 2 and tie us up 1 map apiece going into map number 3 on Entropic. It's probably going to lag again because I'm going to minimize to adjust the scoreboard here, because I did forget to do it the last map. So, 1-1. If you are somehow just joining us, we are currently sitting tied 1 map apiece, grand finals. And, I mean, this is going to probably be a barn burner. Map number 2 was quite a blowout in Brimstone's favor, but map number 1 was a 10-9 nail-biter in favor of Hydro Thunder Hurricane. And we're going to map number 3 on Entropic here. Looking for, I mean, I'm expecting another absolute
8, 7,
barn burner
6,
of a map here.
5,
I'm
4,
thinking 10-8.
3,
One
2,
of these teams is going to win.
1,
I'm going to guess
1.
Hydro Thunder Hurricane. I want this to go to map number 5. So let's go. And here we go. We'll be on board with later to start, and he gets a big flank. Rockets coming out. Only 76 damage. He took way more than he gave out. Bad trade coming in from later aid, and any little bit of damage will take him down, and he does go down. Let's go on board Levac now. Can they clean up? They've got someone trapped. Well, one of Levac's teammates was trapped. Big combo coming out, taking down Rawful, and map number 1 goes in favor of Hydro Thunder Hurricane. And I mean, let's go on board Larry. And he's going to run right into a couple people here. Able to get 90 damage out. Takes nothing. Absolutely good stuff. Larry getting aggressive and is able to put out some damage. Needs to go help his teammate now. They take him down. Knight and Dem last two alive. And it looks like Hydro Thunder Hurricane are going to just jump in here. Big damage coming out onto Larry, though. Larry getting primary down. Goes down to Dem. And now it is Dem versus Hydro. Dem with the health advantage. Hydro Thunder Hurricane pushed aggressively and unable to get anything out of that. And now Hydro needs to get the HP pack. He's going to get it just in time. Well, it looks like Dem was not going to press through the water entrance. He just picked up the HP pack. And now Hydro is going out here. There is no pack here. My guess is it is spawned by the bridge. And now both players are crouching. Both players are crouching. Hydro gets the first shot. Can he hit the second one? Dem does not land it. Dem now dies to a beam. Hydro trying to get the mini out. Flakball doesn't connect. Hydro, can he get it? Dem is above him. Does he hear him? Does he see him? Does he know? Don't think so. Hydro is going to jump, and Dem drops down, hits Hydro, and gets the round in favor of Brimstones. 1-1. Dem hits Hydro, and Hydro had the chance to hit a big clutch there and unable to connect. And now let's go on board Dem. Dem with the clutch, getting his team back to a level round score. And now all of them jumping into each other over at the LG top area. And instead, Dem gonna try and hit a combo onto Ramps. Does take down Hydro, and on a killing spree. This man is getting the kills. He got all of them. Must have gotten all of them last round. And he's gonna get maybe another one here. It is just Levac left at Ramps and gonna get pressured down. Goes down. Dem on a killing spree. We're gonna leave the camera on the man with 5.4 PPR and a killing spree to start this map number 3, which is exactly what the doctor ordered for Brimstones. Try and make sure that Hydro Thunder Hurricane does not win their map picks. They look to be very strong on the maps they pick and not so strong on the maps that Brimstones pick. So potentially gonna need, looks like Hydro Thunder Hurricane pretty much just has to win their map picks. But so far,
Blue team scores.
Humiliating defeat.
2-2 though. So Dem finally dropping. Levac pushing through. Buddy here fighting towards the top area, shooting some rockets out and taking some damage. But I thought it looked like he got hit there, but Levac looks like he pushed aggressively towards the top, maybe traded 1-for-1 with somebody, and now Buddy goes down, and it is a 2 versus 3 for Brimstones, and Larry now 1 versus 3. Hydro Thunder Hurricane down to their last man in this round, and they do drop a round 3-2 in favor of Brimstones now, and yeah, I just noticed it as well. Looking at the chat, but I've tuned him out. So we're gonna go on board now with we've already been, I think we've been on board with Larry, but he's gonna back up, decides not to push top. Probably a good decision. Combo not gonna land, and now he's might be stuck between 2 different people, and Larry's gonna move around trying to get to the top. At Hydro 4 HP. Levac and Larry still pretty healthy here. They need to try and help out, but the rocket's going to come out. Weapon switch not quite fast enough. Hydro does end up going down. Later aid on a huge flank just absolutely obliterates Larry. Down goes everyone, and that is a 4-2. Hydro did in fact make finals. He is the number 1 seed, and they are currently in the driver's seat with the winner's bracket advantage. But we're going to go on board Knight, and shooting the rockets, getting a lot of damage. Don't know how much was on his teammate, but ends up taking out Buddy, trading 1-for-1. But decent amount of damage goes out to both teams, and already Hydro and Larry, but Knight is the last one alive. He's gonna shock. What? Gets Hydro, and now Larry is LGable. Knight is not. Knight, great shock primaries as somebody, Hydro got caught on the kind of jump pad bug on Entropic. And, I mean, if you don't hear that flak ball, is Larry... No, Larry definitely heard him, but, I mean, Night Terror is just going to go and try and do his best to survive, get more HP. It's at the link gun here. And headshots. Larry takes him down. Larry's big head proves to be a disadvantage as he gets just eaten alive, and Brimstones is brimming with confidence now. And we'll go on board with Raffle. Get around with Mr. Raffle, and this looks like Brimstones just holding together and not letting any sort of flanks or bad trades happen. Hydra goes down. Dem and Raffle against Lavak and Buddy. Both players very healthy, and Dem is, and now damage has come out onto Raffle and Dem. They are both down to an eligible health state, and Lavak now eligible, but ends up Raffle gets taken down 5-3, and this is, I mean, it's gotta, you gotta have it now. Hydro Thunder Hurricane needs every bit of winning potential they can get. The combos coming out from Lavak, only 18 damage as he does safely get out of there. Hits a big combo. Raffle gets absolutely blown up. Raffle ends up dropping, and it is a 3 versus double kill going for Lavak. Laterade now in his sights, gets multi-kill, and a flawless victory coming out of Hydro Thunder Hurricane when they kind of have to have it. They get back into this game 5-4, and they are absolutely taking it to Brimstones now. Can Lavak and company bring it back all the way, get us tied up 5 rounds apiece? Raffle's going to just kind of move out of the shock player, but dunked into the core, but gets absolutely shock taped down. And now Lavak, great instincts, turns around, finds Laterade. Fight between these two titans of the battlefield goes Laterade's favor, but Laterade does get decently hurt, down to 20 HP, and Hydro tries to survive. Big combo on the Night Terror. Hydro takes him down, and now it is Hydro versus Dem and Laterade, and they are going to hunt this man down. Hydro needs to try and probably find Laterade. He's got 24 HP. Laterade not quite connecting. Hydro finds Dem, hits big damage, but not quite enough. Minigun able to take him down. Dem, 3 HP. Hydro was close to being able to clutch that up, and Lavak just needed to win the trade against Laterade, just unable to do so. And big combo coming out of Laterade. Not Laterade, Lavak, I meant. All these L names confusing me. But as it stands, Lavak doing good damage, gets another LG, and it's down to Raffle, last alive for Brimstones. As, I mean, Hydro Thunder Hurricane can get themselves back to a 1-round deficit here. They do.
Blue team scores.
Raffle goes down 6-5. Currently in favor of Brimstones. Laterade, a little bit of a slower performance from him. Let's take a look, see if he's maybe just struggling or if his team's just all doing well. Big damage trade. Laterade does get a lot, but he's got 5 HP. They're going to probably push in here. Laterade able to protect himself, but ends up going down. 1 by ramp, getting the crossfire. But Night Terror with a great kill onto Hydro. And now Dem getting blown up, though. Gets absolutely eviscerated. Night last alive. Night goes down, and we are tied 6 rounds apiece. Hydro Thunder Hurricane coming back with a fury. I mean, they are absolutely putting out a good performance. Who is currently leading the way? Lavak. Big peepers out of the man. And can he continue? Got 4+ PPR right now. Needs to get... And Laterade coming in with the big flank, but eats a huge combo, it looks like. Big damage coming out. And Laterade and Lavak once again finding each other and trading a lot of damage. And Lavak looking for the trade on the Laterade. Able to get Dem. Can he get Laterade too? Laterade is low, 31 HP. Able to get a headshot, I think, on Lavak. Or Lavak had enough damage into him. But Laterade 1v2, and he is looking. He sees, then finds the angle, gets the LG. Larry still survives an LG, but misses that, and Larry takes down Laterade and gives Hydro Thunder Hurricane their first lead of the match since, I think, round 1. I think they won the first one, and then they lost a bunch in a row. Let's go back on board Lavak. He is absolutely pumping right now. Gets the splash LG. Can he continue? Sees Raffle, and I mean, he's just not, he's watching the flank. He's turning so effectively here. Man's got eyes and finds... He had later trapped in the corner if he could have, and gets blown up. LG in the back. Levac does not hear behind him. All of his senses must be towards the target. I mean, he did see Laterade in his sights. And big damage. Dem goes down. It is Knight versus Buddy. And Black comes out. Buddy trying to stay alive. Just needs to get whatever he can. Link gun comes out. And Night Terror. He's down to 46 HP. Link's guns come out. Link guns connect. They link themselves up with another round victory. And that is 8-6 in favor of Hydro Thunder Hurricane, as they are absolutely roaring back in this game. And I mean, Laterade currently, he's eating some damage, tried to get a big combo out there, but probably traded about as much as he got. And now he just jumps back in, gets a huge combo though. Laterade takes down Buddy and now has somebody else in his sights, but he has 20 HP, goes down. And now it is Raffle and Knight versus Levac and Hydro. Health bars are slightly in favor of the Brimstones, but Hydro Thunder Hurricane probably has the higher tier player still alive with Levac, as he's got 80 HP. And just everybody looking, I'm guessing Laterade is controlling the camera right now. I haven't clicked, so looking between his two players, trying to find a good sight. And Levac just shock taping down. Can he get another one? They've done a lot of damage, but Knight, they get him. And now, minigun comes out, but 50 HP. Hydro needs to try and get something done. Both players are killable. Takes down Raffle. Can he get... He's going to get the health pack, which gets him crucially. He gets a 20 bomb, and that gets him above LGable length. Night Terror can still die to an LG. It'll take a headshot to take down Hydro. And Hydro gets another bit of damage, gets himself above 2 beams even. And this is going in Hydro's favor consistently right now. And absolutely, I mean... Hydro, can you get back from that clutch against Dem earlier and put your team one round away from victory? He doesn't connect. Doesn't connect either. Can still survive a beam. Does not, will die to an LG. And the LG's missing from both players.
20 seconds.
And now Hydro, he's listening. He's listening. The shield gun comes out. Hydro's gonna look. Hydro goes down. Night Terror gets the clutch, gets his team back to a 1-round deficit, 8-7. And Night Terror coming through when Brimstones needed him most. Sacred would never cry foul about the substitute, I guess. But already Raffle got blown up trying to contest top. But Levac goes down. Huge combo out of Knight. No one looking at top water to deal with him. He finally does go down. And Laterade, he's going to get some damage out, but he's down to 49 himself. He is low. LG somehow doesn't hit. Maybe had the shield out, but it is now Laterade last alive, trying to survive. Great combo up towards Larry. Takes him down, but Hydro 228. They just need to never always peek the same angles together. I mean, Hydro needs to be leading here, finding the info. And I don't think they heard him. He's behind the pillar. They drop down. They definitely know where he was now. And he's going to go for... No, he's not going to go for the HP pack. Shield gun still out. I believe that's
1 minute
Buddy was jumping forward. Hydro just not able to help. And Laterade now, I mean, he could out-cerebral Hydro. We know that it's Hydro. We know that he is not the most cerebral of players. Does kind of get, and the rocket almost connects right on Laterade's face, but Laterade's going to go and collect the HP, get himself above an LG. Crucially, he could just hit Hydro with enough damage. Hydro needs to... Hydro's spamming. He's going to run out of ammo for some of these usable guns. I mean, Laterade going to collect more HP. Hydro has let him get everything. Hydro is going to blow another clutch here. Calling it now. 11 damage down. And Laterade, I mean, I don't think he knows how healthy Hydro is. Hydro could bleed him out here. This point, that would be the call if I was Hydro Thunder Hurricane. Just tell Hydro not to get himself killed.
5, 4, 3.
Oh no, he's going to crouch right into a death.
1.
And the combo comes out. And Hydro's already blown this round. Laterade just needs to land any bit of damage or get some HP, and Hydro will not win it. Laterade, he is looking. Hydro's taken damage. I mean, Hydro is ahead. Laterade needs to hit a shot. Hydro waiting at the stairs. And Laterade, he could go collect an HP pack right now. He's going to. Gets himself. He's still a slight... Hydro collects HP as well, though. Laterade needs to hit a shot soon. Hydro is going to... He's listening. Laterade is listening. Hydro is going to walk right into him. Laterade's going to hit the shot and get the kill right here. Laterade camping. Takes a lot of damage. gets himself just barely. Hydro, if Hydro gets an health pack, he needs to survive. Laterade misses. Laterade could get bled out here. The rocket a second away, and Hydro able to hit him down. Hydro gets the clutch after almost blowing it and puts Brimstones at match point. My heart cannot take it. And Raffle just jumps right into Levak. Dem does do a great job primarying down Levak, but ended up going down. Later it drops, and Night Terror now map hopes rest with the substitute. The sub goes down, and a 10-7 victory.
Blue team is the winner.
To Hydro Thunder Hurricane. And they are one map away from winning grand finals. Can Brimstones answer? Their map picks have gone in their favor so far. But oh my god. Oh man. What a round. Incredible stuff. I can't even begin to imagine. Going into map number 4, pending. Brimstone's pick, they've done well in their map pick so far between these two teams, going back to their winners bracket final series.
6,
Can they keep
5,
it going?
4,
That's all that
3,
needs to be said. They got to win this one.
1.
It is
1.
nut up or shut up time for the Brimstones. We're going to go on board Levak, though. Round number 1 on pending. Team captain for Hydro Thunder Hurricane as they go into potential championship point map-wise. But Levak already has a couple people in front of him, but teammate comes to help him out, helps Levak take care of business. And now Dem going down. Levak, is he stuck? He might be stuck. Nope. Sees Laterade, jumps out, hits a nice LG, and shield guns himself. Laterade now has somebody behind him, ends up going down. Night Terror, last alive, and Rocket comes out, and
Blue team takes
Night
the
Terror
lead.
goes down. Does well to get the kill, but the lead going in favor of Hydro Thunder Hurricane. Round number 1. Can Laterade and his team answer? Can Brimstones get themselves back? And I mean, Laterade so far doing good, doing well. Doesn't take any real damage. The LG player has vacated, and Laterade just kind of getting a slow flank here, but the flank is just not quite happening. And Laterade's whole team ends up dying, and they runs right into a bunch, and he's currently in a corner. This is not where you want to be, trying to 1v4, and the second round goes in favor of Hydro Thunder Hurricane. 8 rounds away from taking the grand finals, and we'll go on board who is currently second in place. I forgot to do, and somebody gets absolutely blown up on Brimstones, and so far this isn't going the way they hoped it would. And Knight and Raffle, last 2 alive. We're just gonna do this quickly. And Knight goes down. Raffle, last alive. He is in the U-Haul, and he is getting the kill, though. However, 2 HP. Hydro gets the LG, now 2 HP to Raffle. And he's, I mean, Hydro's in the driver's seat. I don't know if they know how low he is. Hydro just needs to not get himself headshot here. And the LG does miss. The LG for Hydro does not, though. And 3-0 now in favor of Hydro Thunder Hurricane as they take the early commanding lead on their championship point map. And Brimstones needs to make a comeback now or never if they want to send this to a bracket reset. They are in danger of losing everything. Need to start finding some round wins here and now, but so far Hydro gonna get linked down, and this is looking like Hydro Thunder, or Brimstones is doing what they need to be doing, getting a round win back. 3-1 Hydro Thunder Hurricane currently, but Brimstones gets their first round victory into this matchup and potentially leading the way. We've been on board with Knight a lot. I don't think we've seen Raffle much. We'll go on board. And Raffle, and he's pushing with a teammate. A flak ball's coming out, but ends up getting comboed to death. But now Knight looking, and Laterade though, or not Laterade, because we're on board with Knight, and it looks like Larry last alive. Does get a kill, needs to make something happen, and the flak from Laterade comes out, and 3-2. Brimstones are making the comeback that they needed to be making, and we'll go on board. Haven't seen Dem in a while, so let's take a peek at what Dem is doing. Probably a lot of shock primary, knowing him, and they do get the first kill over at U-Haul, and Dem taking some damage from a teammate though, and now, I mean, they're kind of, Brimstones kind of trap themselves in at the U-Haul, but managed to escape, and Dem's now just alone, head glitching. And it looks like Levac gonna go down. Larry last alive, 1 versus 4, and we're about to be tied up. I mean, never say never. Larry could 1v4, but at 100 HP, looking unlikely, and gets just rocketed, and down goes Larry, and up goes Brimstones, and we'll start a round off with Night Terror, who's at 3 PPR currently. The super sub is being super good, and he gets a nice little flak ball, gets some damage out, and the rockets come out, trading back a good chunk of damage on Knight, and he's down to 55, but and the team is already lost. It is 2 versus 4, but very fully healthy players between Laterade and Larry. Finally drops 2 versus 3. Laterade still full HP, hasn't been hit yet, and just gonna be looking for damage. But Hydro going down, Waffle getting a double kill, and that is a backbreaker for Hydro Thunder Hurricane. Later finishing it up, and 4 straight rounds off the bounce. Brimstones bring themselves back 4-3. Fantastic work. Let's go back over to Hydro Thunder Hurricane players. Can they make can they stop the bleeding? Get themselves back into the winning format. Laterade, and currently looks like they might have good combos coming out, but the early damage, I mean, Laterade did die though, and that does, that is much more in favor of Hydro Thunder Hurricane than I think Levac Raffle walks into a shot core. I was saying that in if Hydro Thunder Hurricane loses Levac, I have more confidence in their other 3 players to kind of make up the difference a little bit. Laterade is a bigger, I think, bastion for his team, but can't hate. I mean, Levac is still quite highly rated, so it's not like his team is gonna be, significantly stronger across the board. But currently, Larry ends up going down. Dem gets the flank off and gets the shock tapes. And now Larry gets a nice LG, takes down Knight, and 2 players going down. Raffle is behind Larry here, and they're going to turn, and Raffle goes down. Laterade last alive, 1v3. Is decently healthy, but is currently surrounded. The jump up comes. He's at 48, and I mean, they're just holding him down, and somebody's going to come up right behind him, and Link Gun comes out, 12 HP, 0 HP,
takes the lead.
And Hydro Thunder Hurricane coming back, taking the lead back. Blew a 3-0 lead, managed to kind of come back, though, and get a couple rounds on the board now. We're back on board. Levac took a lot of damage early. Missed what it was, and almost used his teammate there as his teammate gets shock primary back right in front of him. And now, Levac was, I guess it is a 1 versus 4. He kind of had to be in a position where he had to kind of let his team die. Gets a couple LGs, a big shot combo, gets a lot of damage. This is still winnable. Laterade is LGable. Needs to find the healthy player.
Red team
Can't
scores.
find anything. 1v3 goes in the favor of Brimstones. Ties us back up 5 maps apiece. And we'll go on board with Laterade once again. Once we get to him. Hits a nice LG. And now we're looking for more damage. Hits a headshot. Laterade takes down Hydro. 2 LGs, 1 to the noggin. Makes Laterade a happy boy. And now somebody's running to U-Haul. Later, it's going to flank off here. They don't know he's there. Combo comes out. Rocket comes out. Somehow, not really hitting, but eventually Levac goes down, and it is now Larry and Buddy, last two alive. This is very winnable. Laterade's down to 40. Thought there might have been one, but there was one behind him. Laterade trying to survive here. Gonna drop back down. The health back came up, and
Blue team
Larry
takes the
and
lead.
Buddy, the fearsome twosome, the double bees, the killer bees, taken down. Laterade and I believe Raffle getting the map lead back in favor of Hydro Thunder Hurricane. Or the round lead, I should say. Map lead is theirs. They only need one more. And Dem gets absolutely blown up. Great play out of Larry. And now they can move. Laterade right in front of Larry. And big combo. Laterade takes 85. And Larry now... Laterade able to get the kill on the Larry. And big LG. Raffle is hurt. And Hydro trying to fight. And, I mean, everyone other than Raffle is pretty hurt. Hydro trying to do his best. Gets a nice LG onto Raffle. And now, I mean, Laterade has had 20 HP for quite a while. Gets another LG. I mean, this is anyone's round still. Both teams absolutely low. And first kill, first blood in favor of Hydro Thunder Hurricane. And I think they know kind of where Laterade is probably around. They're not willing to peek too soon yet. He is camping. He took some damage. He's going to try and probably go for this HP. He hears somebody going for it. Shoots the flak ball. Not connects. And Levac turns the corner right into the shot on Laterade and gets them to a 2-round advantage, 7-5. 3 rounds away now from winning the grand finals of the Season 16 TAM League. And, I mean, we are looking for them to try and just finish this thing up. Here we go. On board, let's see if Levac can help. Doesn't quite hit the dodge. Gets some rockets out. Misses the LG, misses the shock. Levac has suddenly gone steaming cold. That is a bit of an oxymoron there, but it does not matter. I mean, big win for Brimstones here, though, as they take a nice comeback here. Laterade 4.6 PPR. Let's see how he's got to avoid his teammates shooting rockets in front of him. But he's looking for the shots and trying to stay alive. Does sense the flank there and gets a bunch of damage out. Does take some in return, though. Was not free. I mean, that's always big. Like, even if you're going to take a lot of damage fighting Laterade, if you can just trade him, but Levac goes down. Laterade's still very healthy. His team has the player lead. Hydro is also very hurt already. Larry, not much better. However, looks like everyone else has fallen, and Laterade just took a huge spike of damage and goes down. And what was looking like a good round for Brimstones turns to disaster as Hydro Thunder Hurricane comes back with a vengeance, able to clean up with much lower HP bars overall. And I mean, Laterade needs to turn something around. He's currently carrying for his team, needs to carry a little bit harder. And does get a good flank here. Can he find the second kill? Gets a lot of damage, but takes some in return. Able to avoid any more Hydro's hits. Shield jumps up. Levac last alive, 1v4. And health bars are chunky for Brimstone. So Levac has his work cut out for him. Could take down Raffle and Knight quickly, but Laterade and Dem are still quite healthy. Raffle does indeed go down. And Laterade gets right in on. So does Dem. Levac trying to survive, but too many people in his face. Ends up dropping 7-8 now, currently in favor of Hydro Thunder Hurricane. They are a couple rounds away. We'll see if Levac can't carry this forward. Almost just walks into a combo, but gets out just in the nick of time. And Levac, a little bit more passive than I feel like we've seen him be. But now he sees Laterade kind of trapped at 100. And so is Knight. Ends up going down. Laterade drops. Headshot comes out. The very winnable 1 versus 2. Larry needs to find some damage out immediately. Gets some. Can he get another shot? Needs to land something. Getting linked down, and
Red team
a
scores.
valiant effort from Larry. Just not, the health bars were a little bit too large. And let's go back on board. Laterade needs to get something up and gets rocketed immediately. Larry takes a big chunk out of Laterade, but does go down himself. And now Laterade's in a position to flank, and his team is there to help him. And now, trapped at the U-Haul is Hydro. And I'm probably going to go down, and now it is just Larry 1v4, and disaster has come for Hydro Thunder Hurricane as they
Red
end
team
up
takes the
dropping
lead.
and map point now in favor of Brimstones. Hydro Thunder Hurricane has to win 2 in a row in order to make their dreams come true on this map. And it is looking unlikely. The past few have gone in favor of Hydro Thunder or Brimstones, I should say. And Hydro Thunder Hurricane has been waning. So, I mean, it's now or never time for both teams. Levac going down early, and not much damage has already come out. And now that there's a man advantage, Laterade's going to start bouncing around. But Laterade takes a lot of damage, and this could go poorly if Laterade gets hit here and goes down. Raffle, well, now I'd say it's pretty much over. Hydro last alive
Red
does go
team
down,
increases their
and
lead.
a 10-8.
Red team is the winner.
And we have a map number 5 in our first best of 5, assuming that Brimstones is able to reset the bracket. But we are going to a peer-to-peer back to where their last series ended. Let's see who wins this time. And
4,
we are
3,
back
2,
map number
1,
5 of the best
1.
of 5 of grand finals, potential first potential first best of 5, or the final best of 5 if Hydro Thunder Hurricane is able to win this. And we'll go on board Laterade. We already are on him. We're going to stick on board with him for round number 1 as he's pushing aggressively up to the top of the map, and combo not going to quite connect, and somebody got absolutely blown up, and it looks like Raffle pushed a little too aggressively. Laterade going to move to the side of the map. His team is kind of ahead here. Unable to connect on the damage, and I think they now know where he is, but going to use the shield jump to reposition. And they found him, but able to get the kill. And Levac able to hit Laterade from behind. And it is now Levac and Buddy, last 2 alive against Laterade and Dem. Laterade does survive an LG crucially. Neither of Hydro Thunder Hurricane do. And
1 minute
Levac goes
remains.
down, and round number 1 looks like it's going to go the way of Brimstones, but never say never. Could be some damage coming out here, but
Red team takes the
not
lead.
quite enough health for Buddy. I believe was the last one to die, and he does indeed drop. Let's go on board with Levac here as he is looking and finds somebody on the pillars, but gets absolutely blown up. A couple of people shooting at him. And Levac going down first is not a good sign for Hydro Thunder Hurricane. He has kind of been their rock. I mean, it's still not great. But... And Brimstones looking like they have practiced this map since the last best of 5. And big damage going out, and... down goes.
Red team increases their lead.
Hydro Thunder Hurricane again. 2-0 to Brimstones. They need to make a comeback. We'll go on board with Hydro. Shooting some rockets. Has a teammate right in front of him. That does not bode well for them overall. It just looks like Hydro Thunder Hurricane is disconnected right now. Laterade almost jumps right into a Hydro combo though. And Hydro though is getting collapsed on and able to get a lot of damage out. Hydro doing his best to stay alive, but just not quite enough. And now it is just Buddy against 3, or against 4, I should say. And he's running, but just
Red team
too
scores.
many people. And this map is easy to move around on. Laterade still has full HP. Dem currently has 5.8 PPR. He came to play this time. This is not the same Dem that we saw in the first series. Dem came to play this time, and it has made a world of difference for. And he gets headshot though. Dem losing a lot of HP there, and they can't. Finally taken down whoever that was, I mean, it is just Buddy once again.
Red
4-0,
scores.
and this is quickly going the same way Ages did, where it is not going in favor of Hydro Thunder Hurricane in the slightest. They need to pick something else up. I mean, they're gonna lose here if they don't start performing. And just, they're just losing all over the map. And
Red team scores.
another route, 5-0. This is quickly, I mean, we are looking at a bracket reset. Hydro Thunder Hurricane was a couple rounds away from winning the whole thing on pending, and now staring down another best of 5. I mean, Laterade is pretty hurt though in this, and finally goes down. And this is looking like Hydro Thunder Hurricane might finally get a round win here. Knight 10 HP, linked down.
Blue team scores.
5-1. And I mean, we'll stick on board later. Dem is still actually the leader. Let's go back on board. Dem 4 PPR. If he keeps this up, this map is over. Hydro Thunder Hurricane taking first blood in this round, though, as down goes Night Terror. Big damage out onto Dem. Dem, 15 HP, ends up dropping. And it's a 2 versus 2. Laterade and Raffle against Benjamin and Buddy. Benjamin drops. Raffle, and then Laterade and Raffle able to survive, team up, and get to the 6-1 scoreline. Hydro Thunder Hurricane, we're looking decently strong that round, but just not able to... just not able to quite collect. And we're going to go back. I mean, we're on board with Buddy here. And he's looking for fights, but just not quite able to find anybody. And now finds rockets from Laterade. Laterade just gets right in and gives Buddy the business. And now it's Levac against 4. I mean, Levac verse. Can he get something on the board? I mean, they need to start finding something. They're currently just dropping rounds. 7-1. And I mean, this is all but over for best of 5 number 1, and we're gonna go best of 5 number 2 in probably just another minute or 2. So I mean, not much to say here. This is just a straight massacre. But Dem and Raffle, and now just Dem, as Hydro Thunder Hurricane signs of life a little bit too late. But Dem gets the kill and does have the health advantage. Buddy, 76, does get the primary, and Buddy now is primariable and does indeed go down. And now 2 rounds away from resetting the bracket. We will be playing the next best of 5 just after this one, so it should be short. Dem opens up with a headshot. Dem, what a shot! Can Dem keep this going? I mean, hits Levac. Levac goes down. Dem on a killing spree. Dem is demolishing Hydro Thunder Hurricane and kills another double kill. Dem, what a performance! 4.5 PPR. Absolutely smoking right now. No sacred to team kill right now. And jeez, I mean, Dem just he's on fire. And Dem finally gets linked down, and Hydro Thunder Hurricane probably going to get a second round on the board here, but I mean, they need another 8.
Blue team scores.
I don't see a later aid team dropping another 8 straight rounds. Later aid's gonna jump his way up to the top rafter here, and Larry had no idea, but he's able to survive, crucially. And Hydro Thunder Hurricane is in the lead. Later aid gets just absolutely shock taped down. I mean, Dem's still fully healthy. And now it is just Larry, Dem, and Knight against 2, and the fully healthy Dem, they tries to link him down. Larry now is below an LG and does take some damage. And
Blue team scores.
Larry gets the double kill, gets the round win, and somehow Hydro Thunder Hurricane still alive in this one. I mean, they need 7 more rounds. I don't think it's going to happen, but it could. It could. It's possible. Dem hitting some shots. Larry going down. And this looks like it's it for Hydro Thunder Hurricane. Buddy last alive. Getting chased. Does get a kill, but it's 1v4.
Red team scores.
1v3. 10-3.
Red
And the
team is the
bracket
winner.
has been reset. We are going to go to another best of 5 in a couple minutes. I assume they're going to have to do pick bands again. And we will be waiting for that. I'm going to go take a quick break, re-up on beverages to keep me going through the second one, but we are going to be going to you live shortly. And in case, once again, you are just joining us, this is the grand finals of the UT2k4 TAM League Season 16, hosted by Unreal Fight Club, #UFC, and we will be bringing you the second best of 5 as Brimstones reset the bracket and have forced us into a winner-take-all best of 5. The winner of this will be crowned champion, and Hydro Thunder Hurricane are 1 seed, Brimstones are 2 seed, and battle of 1 and 2 will commence shortly. Thank you all for joining us as we have our final countdown to the start of our final best of 5 of this season, and we are going to be back on Entropic, and we will see who's going to take map number 1 of this matchup as we go right on board. Later Age shield jumping over to ramps, rocketing his way over to, almost drops right into a combo, but able to push through Hydro. Hydro just not quite fast enough. The flank comes in, and Larry goes down. Levac drops as well, or Buddy goes. Levac goes down, and Hydro goes down. Got Larry and Buddy left, and one drops. The other probably not long. He is in the cubby of doom. But they're going to push him both sides same time, and round 1 going the way of Brimstones. Looked like they had a plan. We're going to stick on board. Later Aid not going to be as aggressive this time. Just pushes in and starts primarying down Hydro Thunder Hurricane. I've had a feeling he was going to come out firing in this one, having played them now the 3rd time on this map. And every time, Brimstones has improved against Hydro Thunder Hurricane. So potentially the newness of the matchup is wearing off. And it looks like Brimstones now, I mean, they're down to Later Aid and Raffle in this one. And Buddy still fully healthy. Some rockets comes in, and Raffle does take care of Levac. Hydro does go down. Buddy is hurt. Does take care of Raffle, but it's Buddy versus Later Aid. And Buddy gets the multi-kill. Buddy gets Hydro Thunder Hurricane onto the board, hitting a fantastic couple of shots. And we'll stick right on board with Buddy. Almost eats a rocket. Don't know if that was a teammate or what, but somebody just drops right in front of him. He could have had a combo out there to do a lot of damage, but he does not have the, and Buddy ends up going down. Just kind of a tragic round for Buddy. And we go on board Levac as he's looking like he's fighting down somebody. Can't tell. Names are a little bit hard. Sees Later Aid, is fighting, his teammate drops, and 1v3. This is going to be tough. It is winnable. Needs to hit some LGs right off the rip, though. Later Aid starts off with a shock primary, though, and Lavak ends up dropping. And 2-1. Brimstones taking the... I mean, taking the early lead. It's 3 rounds in. Nothing is set in stone here. We'll go on board Lavak. Although Lavak kind of getting a late flank here. Needs to get in there to help his team, although his team seems to be doing fine. They are absolutely smoking through most of, and later it drops a crucial death, and now, I mean, I would say Hydro Thunder Hurricane firmly in the driver's seat here, but 2 versus 2. Lavak jumps in, gets a lot of damage out, takes care of Dem. Last one alive sees a Raffle. It is a 1v1, and Raffle hits the shot, and Raffle and Dem proving that Later Aid is no obstacle to victory, or losing Later Aid is no obstacle to victory, as they take another round in favor of Brimstones, and Brimstones looking like they have made the adjustments necessary to take down Hydro Thunder Hurricane on this map. And Hydro Thunder Hurricane is going to need to make the adjustments on the other maps. A lot of damage going out in Hydro there. Getting a good combo. Can't see who exactly he's fighting. Looks like Raffle, and Raffle pushed aggressively, ended up dying, and now Hydro has Night Terror in his sights, ends up going down. Later Aid last alive, 1v3, but very unhealthy. Larry drops first. Hydro goes right after, and now 1v1, and Later Aid opens up with the early shot, and the combo not connecting, but the LG does. Later Aid Dark Horses 1v3 to a 4-1 advantage, and Elucidation already not going Hydro Thunder Hurricane's way, and they already lost a player as Buddy going down early, and Later Aid, I mean, just a thorn in their side here. It kind of held space, but now going to try and move around. Took a lot of damage. It's now Larry and Hydro. A lot of HP and very little HP, and now it's Later Aid versus Larry 1v1, and Later Aid checking the cubby. Was worried Larry might be in there. The little rat hiding in the rat hole. But no, he's hiding in glass, the place where everybody hides on this map, because it is the most easily defensible. And if you think you're going to get outbrained by Later Aid, that is probably the best place. Later Aid definitely knows and hears that Larry is up there. Maybe Larry heard him, gonna back off. Later Aid got himself above an LG, but he's gonna move over to glass now, and just hits Larry. They trade. Larry has 84, can survive. Later Aid needs to hit some shots. Larry hears him. Larry missing. Later Aid missing. Later Aid gets a key bit of shot combo damage. Larry now, if he doesn't get some health, will die to an LG, and he's gonna peek. Later Aid, though, peeking the wrong angle. Larry doesn't quite have the timing, and Later Aid now does. Larry does take down Later Aid and gets another round on the board for Brimstones as they take that one, and now a 4-2 deficit. Or not Brimstones, Hydro Thunder Hurricane, and now the 2-round deficit, and Later Aid having a huge flank here, gets a huge combo, does take some damage from behind, and now trying to survive, getting just hit with damage from all sides, but gets out a lot and is able to take down Lavak. That is a productive use of life and health. And now it is just Larry. They had a 3v1 on Later Aid, unable to take him down. He squirreled his way out of there. And now, I mean, Brimstone's very close to taking round number 5, putting them 5 rounds away from winning map number 1. They do indeed, as Larry didn't have enough HP to make anything happen. And let's go on board. Haven't seen Dem, the hero of peer-to-peer. Absolute insane performance out of him. And watching him Night Terror... He just straight up stomboed his teammate in the back. He just straight up shot that directly at his back. I just watched it happen. Dem, the team killer, not helping his score that one, and gonna probably go down here shortly after. But it is a very winnable 1 versus 2. Later Aid, very healthy, and Hydro and Larry are not, and more health available to Later Aid to the left there. Not going to pick it up, though. Going to leave it. Maybe as bait. And the shield not actually quite coming out. Doesn't take the lift.
1 minute
And
remains.
missing the Hydra, missing the shot, had the perfect setup actually on Later Aid, and not quite connecting. Rocket's not hitting either. And now Later Aid takes down Larry. 1v1 against Hydro. Hydro 18 HP. Hydro is going to kick himself for missing that earlier. And Hydro goes down. Later Aid gets round number 6 on the board. Another dark horse. And I mean, what can you say? Later Aid has decided that he is not losing Elucidation for a third time against Hydro Thunder Hurricane. And he is going to make sure, and he just shoots his teammate straight up. Just everyone on this team decides coring teammates is apparently the way to play Elucidation. Shows you why they might have had problems before. Don't know how many we missed earlier, but Later Aid now 32 HP, does take down Buddy. The health bars are very low, but the man advantage is significant. And now Lavak trying to get the kill, but unable to connect. Lavak does get a huge kill. He got one. We're going to go on board. He's got 2, or got 3. 1v1. Now Later Aid versus Lavak. And Lavak, he's looking. He is searching, but Later Aid prevents the Dark Horse back. And it is now all Brimstones as they are just roaring their way to map and round victories. It seems like they have cracked the code on Hydro Thunder Hurricane. They played them enough times. They've learned how to play against them. As so far, it's been... First series was remarkably close, but the maps have gotten further and further away. And potentially Hydro Thunder Hurricane will kick themselves for not winning Pending when they had a 7-5 advantage round-wise. Could have closed it up right there. Unable to do so. Larry and Lavak last 2 alive in this round against Raffle and Night Terror. But Larry going to go down, and now it's Night versus Lavak. And Lavak needs to hit something, gets a couple of primaries, needs to find one more. Well, actually needs to find an LG. The minigun comes out. He has 2 HP, any little tick of damage. And the LG is what takes Lavak out, and an 8-2 victory for Brimstones. They are leading the way, taking the fight to Hydro Thunder Hurricane here, proving that the first best of 5 was no fluke, and that they're going to continue their winning ways in the second one. Brimstones being also in danger of actually being down a bunch of maps here. Need to make some changes. First time I think we've seen them down really after map number 1, and the pressure will be on. They have no room to breathe now. This best of 5 is everything for them. Larry last alive. He's probably going to drop here, and does go down to Link 9-2. And Elucidation, the exact opposite of what we've seen so far on Elucidation. And I mean, it looks like they have just lost. It looks like Hydro Thunder Hurricane has just lost it. We'll see if Lavak can't help get his team back to some winning ways. Larry's now a team killer. Uh-oh. A couple team killers in this match so far. And Raffle does go down. Lavak drops as well. 1v1 Knight, 15 HP. And Buddy able to connect the LG and get around on the board for Hydro Thunder Hurricane. They need to get whatever momentum they can get before going back into map number 3 here. Gonna be absolutely tough for them otherwise. I don't see a world in which they're able to take this to... I mean, if they lose, you know, 10-3, gonna be difficult mentally to come back. But it's looking like 10-3 is gonna be it as Hydro drops. It is a 1v2, and it is indeed a 10-3 with no one really performing that well for Hydro Thunder Hurricane. And Raffle 3.7. Need to check the scoreboard more. My mental clearly off. Raffle, great performance out of him. Later Aid, just casual 4.9 PPR. Amazing stuff. Brimstones just putting Hydro Thunder Hurricane to the sword, taking them out. Very difficult stuff. And we are back on the scene of the crime of the last best of 5, where Dem had an absolutely fantastic performance. We're back on peer-to-peer. And Hydro Thunder Hurricane needs to make a big change. They've lost 2 straight maps with big scores, and they did lose Ages last set by a similarly huge margin. I think it was 10-2. So they need to figure something out. When they lose terribly, and they're winning by the skin of their teeth. If nothing changes, they're not going to be into the next set. Have the final countdown for map number 2 of the second best of 5. And Brimstones, after their massive victory last time on peer-to-peer, are hoping to keep it going again. Later, getting a low spawn and pushing aggressively towards mid. Hits an LG initially and backs off, looking for other shots, but does take some damage, but trades it back effectively. Hits a big combo. Larry goes down. I believe that was Larry. Yes, it was. I'm constantly having to check whether it was Larry or Buddy that I just saw get damage. Later, shield jumps up, takes down Hydro. Great snipe. And now Lavok has Laterade in his backside, or not Lavok, Buddy has Laterade in his backside. And Lavok versus Laterade, both players low. And Lavok able to get the kill onto Laterade. Finally, something goes right for Hydro Thunder Hurricane. They take round number 1 on peer-to-peer by the skin of their teeth, really. 1-0. Lavok kind of being patient here. I forgot to turn on... Lavok takes down Night Terror and sees a bunch. Gets a double kill. Can he get a multi? Gets the mega. What a round out of Lavok. And I mean, his whole team. They put themselves in a good position to get the damage done and able to secure it. I mean, we'll go back on board Lavok, seeming like he has decided to wake up on peer-to-peer. And big combo onto Lavok, though. But Lavok has the ability to go help his team there, get some damage out. But now Lavok needs to be careful. He's got a bunch of people right on him, able to squeeze his way out of there. And it is now a 1v3, and Night Terror still incredibly healthy. Lavok needs to find like a headshot or something, and nothing doing there. Lavok goes down, and Brimstones gets themselves on the board. Dem only 1.8 PPR so far. We're gonna go back on board. He does not seem to be having the same sort of peer-to-peer that he had last time. His peer-to-peer connection may not be as strong on this map. Just thinking. Big thoughts. But does get a nice flank, but the combo not going to quite connect. Lavok just somehow worms his way out of there. Damage coming in. I don't know if I would have agreed with the combo into that close corner. Could have just gotten some rockets out and done some damage. But Dem's still alive, and Dem eventually drops to Hydro. Hydro, last alive, has a bunch of really healthy people here to fight, and later he just chases him down with a link gun. Gets us all tied up, 2 rounds apiece. And let's go on board with Buddy. Buddy had I think a good elucidation, all things considered. I think he was above a score. So definitely helping his team out here. But needs to be able to keep it going. And ends up taking down Night Terror. Great LG. Later at 3 HP Raffle, 114. And just needs to touch Laterade with about anything. They do indeed touch Laterade. Laterade goes down, and 3-2 Hydro Thunder Hurricane getting the lead back. Let's go on board with Mr. Radical Larold, as he's, I mean, so far he is a little bit of a weaker performance. Maybe the Boomer stamina is starting to come into play here, as this is map number 7. That they have played back to back to back at match conditions, and that's going to take a bit of energy out of anyone. And Laterade ends up helping his team get the round secured. Laterade and Knight, last 2 alive, 3-3. And I mean, Lavok 4.6 PPR. He is really making something happen. We're going to stick on board. And sees Laterade trying his tricks in the rafters, and ends up getting a bunch of damage out, and Laterade goes down. Just getting forced off the rafters there really hurt Laterade that round, it feels like. Dem last alive. He's getting minigunned, and he's just gonna, bleed out Lavak, taking no chances. Just gets the minigun out, takes down Dem, and I mean, hey, this is what we were hoping for the last peer-to-peer of the first set, and maybe they turn it around, and maybe Hydro Thunder Hurricane wins this one. Maybe the teams are gonna win each other's maps this time. Wouldn't that be something? I do want to see us get to Structured, which is map number 5 if it goes that far. So a win here would almost guarantee it, but you never know. And that is a round quickly in favor of Brimstones. And they're not letting Hydro Thunder Hurricane get any sort of breathing room. Absolutely just making sure that they stay within touching distance. Because if they get this, I mean, I feel like it's going to be really hard for Hydro Thunder Hurricane to reverse sweep and take the series if they drop another map here. Or maybe that resets their mental completely and they're able to fully win it. But later, just unbothered, and 5-4 Brimstones taking the lead. I think that's their first lead of the matchup, as 5-4 currently is their advantage. Later Aid still 4.7 PPR. This is gonna fail the shield jump up and instead just hits an LG. You know, I miss my jump, but I do not miss my shots. Hits another one. He's got 47 HP. Finally goes down, and Buddy just pushes him at the cost of a good chunk of damage. And Dem still very, very healthy, 230 HP, but he does get hit by an LG and a huge combo, but headshots Buddy and gets somebody else down to just too little. The minigun comes out and Dem goes down 5-5. Hydro Thunder Hurricane also doesn't want to lose. We'll go back to Lavak and just doesn't connect. Does connect the LG finally. Lavak getting his shots in and now needs to look and move the angle. Later Aid gets hit with the camper, but one of Hydro Thunder Hurricane goes down, but Lavak is behind Raffle and just gets the easy flank, tailor-made, and now fighting Later Aid, but goes down. Later Aid getting the better of him, and now Hydro and Hydro just hitting the shots, taking down Later Aid. Big kill from Hydro, and a trade, and Night Terror goes down. Hydro, hero of the round, gets Hydro Thunder Hurricane to a 6-5 advantage. Fantastic stuff. Hydro showing us all why he's actually in finals with his team. And he's going to help out here. The Rocket's not going to connect. He's going to come around, try and jump up here. Big Rocket's coming out. Hydro gets a bunch of damage out, and now needs to try and survive. Gets the shield gun and blocks a lot of damage. Ends up going down. Raffle able to take him out. Or I think Raffle might have been somebody else. But Brimstones ended up winning the round anyways. And Later Aid having a great performance. He's still at 4.5. Lavak has kind of slowed down, which is making the difference in the matchup, I believe. Lavak needs to kind of be matching Later Aid almost. Just almost. I think he's got a little bit more wiggle room, but can't afford to have any sort of bad performance. Needs to be the guy in the driver's seat, and this round looking like it might be all Brimstones as they have a 2-man advantage, and Later Aid just getting aggressive, but ends up backing off, gets a little bit of splash damage onto, I believe that was Larry, but Larry does end up going down. Lavak, 24 HP, not enough to make any survives, and Brimstones takes the 7-6 lead. And I mean, they're Brimstone's still in the driver's seat. They have the map advantage. If they get this one, I think they cruise to victory in map number 3 and just win this second best of 5 3-0. I hope it's not so, but looking like it might be. Lavak trying to fight here, but teammates coming to the not the rescue, but the help, and Dem gets blown up. Raffle last alive. I don't think they knew where he was. But Raffle just jumps right into the waiting shock of Lavak. Goes down, ties us up 7 rounds apiece, and we are going to get back right into the final couple of rounds here. And, oh, baby, absolutely loving this. Let's go back on board with Later Aid. took a little bit of damage, probably from a couple shield jumps, and does take down Larry and has a great flank on Hydro. Hydro's going to just get peppered in the back by Shock Primary. Hydro very low HP. Combo comes out, not quite connecting. Laterade is on the prowl and hunting, but Hydro somehow slipped away. But Laterade has a lot of HP. It's a 1v2. Make that a 1v1 as not able, but able to get some damage out. And Hydro crucially survives an LG if Laterade manages to hit it. He's going to hide here, listening for footsteps. And the shot goes wide. Hydro going to back off. Laterade, he knows. He hears him. He hears him. Minigun comes out. A lot of damage gets done. Hydro now dies to an LG. Laterade has 35, dies to a headshot, but the hit doesn't happen. Hydro misses, and Laterade doesn't. An 8-7 Brimstones ahead. 2 rounds to go to win map number 2 of our second best of 5 here. Can Laterade help carry his team? I mean, he's been doing fantastically so far, over 4 PPR, and just needs to continue. A lot of damage coming out on, I think that was Lavak, but oh no, that wasn't Lavak. It might have been somebody else. Lavak does get 110 combo into him. Larry does go down, but so does Laterade, and now it is just Dem. This is Brimstone's last hope for this round to avoid tying us up and sending us to a best of 3 round-wise from map number 2. Can't do it, and we have a best of 3 to see who wins map number 2. First of 2 round victories. Gonna take this one. And here we go. Laterade, I mean, pushing forward. We're going to go on board Lavak. Lavak getting up high. Trying to kind of play the Laterade position up in the high balconies. Somebody drops down right in front. Headshot out of Lavak. Opens up with a big chunk of damage. And knows that somebody's right around. Another headshot. Lavak misses the combo, though. That could have been huge. Needed that. Laterade behind him. Lavak trapped in a corner. Ends up going down. And Lavak, even though he was hitting some big damage, just not quite able to connect. And now there's a couple of low players still alive, but Knight, 160 HP, and need to get something out here. And the big damage comes out. Needs to find the damage. Still healthy. Dem goes down. Knight, 139. Buddy needs to hit something. Knight needs to hit anything. And Knight gets the round secure. 9-8 Brimstones, 1 round away from winning map number 2 and putting them on championship point map-wise. Hydro Thunder Hurricane needs to come back, and that is a great start. They absolutely eliminate somebody, but Buddy falls. Shield jumps up, but not going to connect, and just needs to... He gets up right in somebody's face. Black rockets, something comes out, and it is Dem and Knight. It's just Dem. Dem 1v4. I mean, he's going to just take damage from every angle here. Needs to try and somehow get out. Unable to do so, and we have another 9-9 in this series between these two teams. Can Hydro Thunder Hurricane win this one and send us to map number 3 tied up, or will Brimstones get us? And headshot out of Laterade onto, I believe that was Lavak, and now just immediately the chase begins. Laterade pushing aggressively, doesn't want to give up any like square bit of territory. Drop down coming out of Larry. Laterade falls to be aggressive, ends up headshotting, or not Larry, Buddy. Headshots Buddy, and now Hydro and engaging 2 people, and needs to be careful. Hydro ends up going down. It is a 2 versus 2, except the health bars dramatically favoring Brimstones here. Laterade still very healthy. Raffle takes a big chunk of damage, down to 79 HP. But it's 20 and 21 on the side of Hydro Thunder Hurricane, and it is all on Lavak and Larry here to try and make something happen. Raffle and the flank from Laterade, and somehow perfect timing, but now it's just Larry, and I mean, it's 167 to 21. I don't foresee Laterade losing this. Larry needs something huge to happen. Does hit a big shot, but the rocket comes out, takes him down, and that is the map number 2 in favor of Brimstones, as they are taking this round. Like, this second series is all coming up. Brim, another map win, and that's actually, I think, the first time that we've had a 9-9 round between these two teams go in favor of Brimstones. Every single one to this point has gone in favor of Hydro Thunder Hurricane, They have just 199 map sudden death points consistently. Not this time. And Brimstones, I mean, do or die for Hydro Thunder Hurricane. They need to reverse sweep. They've got Entropic pending and structured to win. Can they do it? Or will this end? I mean, I think it's a 3-0. They need to really get their stuff together. And we have our countdown into map number 3 of this best of 5 series between Brimstones and Hydro Thunder Hurricane. I mean, at this point, it's do or die. Can Laterade failing the shield jump right off the rip, though, as gonna damage himself for no positional gain, but hits a huge combo. Hydro just pushed right into that combo, and Hydro gets eliminated. His round is over and done. But I was going to say, Hydro Thunder Hurricane, this is do or die time. They have to reverse sweep, and they're on their way to doing it, as it's a 1 versus 3 round number 1. Buddy is low and does end up going down, and some big rocket damage out of Knight, but he's just getting primaried and now linked down. Needs to get something, get some rockets out. Nothing doing. They do clean him up and take 1-0 victory. Hydro Thunder Hurricane, and Buddy doesn't fail his shield jump and able to get there, and Lavok taking some damage from Raffle there, and Raffle ends up going down, and it is, I mean, so far Laterade gets blown up. Well, I should say probably got killed and then got linked, but Lavok and Buddy against Knight and Dem. Health bar advantage definitely in favor of Lavok. Well, was a 1v, well, now it is a 1v1, and health bar is definitely in favor of Lavok. 117. He can die to a headshot, though, and the headshot comes through. Lavok dies. Dem gets the win and gets round number 1 on the board. What a time to hit a headshot, and down goes Lavok. That's I mean, a round that looked like should have been Brimstones to, or not Brimstones, Hydro Thunder Hurricanes to lose. Dem turns it on its heel and gets great rockets. Buddy goes down. Larry and Hydro left alive. Big damage. Dem, what a performance. I mean, this man is currently showing us that he is Mr. Undervalued, Mr. Consistently Undervalued, MCU.
Blue team takes the lead.
Because, I mean, somehow he never seems to be at a salary that he should be. Let's be real here. He always seems to do this stuff. So, Dem's salary, stocks are up. Big rockets, and down goes Larry. Oh my god, just a double push from Laterade and Dem, and Dem now just playing games. I mean, he's surviving here. That's gets himself to 24. I don't know if that's going to help him, but I mean, they're 1v2ing Lavok. Lavok goes down, and 3-1. Brimstones are flying. The Mighty Ducks Flying V has officially been activated. I mean, we're sticking on... we have to stay on Dem, right? He's 5.2 PPR. This man is on a mission. He wants to win his 3rd straight Unreal Tournament-related tournament. Say that 5 times fast. Unreal Tournament-related tournament. Unreal Tournament-related tournament. Unreal Tournament-related tournament. I'm done. I'm not going to make you listen to another 2 times of that. But Dem, fantastic stuff. He's going to win it probably 3 times if this continues. He's playing like a man possessed. 3 HP on Buddy. Buddy could win this. Gets 1 shot. Can he find the second one? He is against Mr. Dem, who has so far seemingly been automatic. And Dem, I mean, they know they found each other. They're going to look at each other. And Dem hits the shot. Gets another round. 4-1 for Brimstones. As Dem has just, I mean, he has been something else so far. In maps they've had to have, Dem has had to have them. Eats a huge... goes flying. Took the roller coaster straight to the death zone of the map. And Buddy takes a lot of rocket damage. Laterade hitting some good rockets. And Laterade ends up going down. Trades for Buddy. And finally, Hydro Thunder Hurricane gets a 2nd round on the board. But I mean, we're going back on board with Dem. 100%. I mean, he hasn't shown us a reason to get off of him yet. Outside of getting launched to, you know, NASA's next Mars mission. And Hydro Thunder Hurricane currently down a man. Dem gonna hit the LG, not gonna follow it up, but gonna flank here and help. Hits a primary down to 25. It is Lavok 15 HP. Buddy, well, now just Buddy 114. Has 3 people on him. There are 2 low players. He can get a couple of kills here. Gets Night Terror. Lateraid still at 213. Gonna make it this difficult. And the link gun coming out from Lateraid. And Dem in the back. Dem getting the shock. 4.4 PPR still. And I mean, Dem, he's just doing it round after round. 5-2. Brimstones is, I mean, they are absolutely brimming with confidence. Especially when Dem is, I mean, he just gets the, you know, little, the splash damage LG to get the kill. Like, it's all coming sunny side up for the man. He's, like, getting his Denny's Grand Slam breakfast. Hydro, last alive, trying to, I mean, he's not doing it. It's 6-2, and it looks like Brimstones are finally separating themselves 4 rounds away from a title, and Hydro Thunder Hurricane looks to be crumbling. Dem gonna help his team here. Gets Hydro down and gonna be here hitting some shock primaries. Can he hit another one? Does. And here's, I mean, he's got to hear somebody above him here. I guess they do know. Hits a headshot. Dem. He's got a couple on him. He's gonna end up going down. Great attempt out of Dem though, hitting the headshot to start off. I mean, still 4.3 PPR. Buddy is currently the one leading the way for Hydro Thunder Hurricane. We'll give a round here, see if he can't make any sort of continuation happen. But I mean, so far, it's just not been going, and Raffle does end up dying. Buddy gets a big combo out there. Rockets come out, and Buddy's looking for damage. Lateraid last alive, 1v4. Dark Horse territory. Gets Buddy. Eats a lot of rockets, ends up dropping, and as soon as we thought Hydro Thunder Hurricane were out, they bring us back in. 6-4. They're making a comeback. They are putting on a charge. Can they continue it? The Lateraid coming out with attempting to get a combo, hitting a bunch of shock primaries, but taking a ton of damage, and ends up dropping. And now it is all on Knight. Got to get back to him. He's in a 1v4. I mean, he's going to probably gets Buddy, though, but eats a rocket and eats an LG. And 6-5 Hydro Thunder Hurricane. I mean, Dem kind of cooled off just a touch, and that has been the difference so far. We'll go on board Lavok. 3.5 PPR. Seems like he's finally woken up in this second best of 5. Hits a big combo and hits a nice primary. And can't continue, but he's gotten a lot of damage out. Sees Raffle, kills Raffle. The target has been hit, and now Lateraid shooting some rockets, but Lavok able to get out of there without taking too much damage, and now knows that somebody is top water, and he's just looking, finds his own teammate though, just turns around, but ends up finally getting Night Terror, and it is now Lateraid with just the smallest amount. Shot does come in, and LG and combo finish him off, and Hydro Thunder Hurricane has tied us back up 6 rounds apiece. And Lavok deciding that finally he's going to be the leader of his team. He had been kind of having a quiet first couple of rounds here and probably allowed Brimstones to get a big lead. But now he's just doing his best to get out damage. And somebody drops right in front, probably Raffle. Larry dies. Lavok hits a nice LG. Still looking for damage. Finds 2. And not able to connect, and sees Lateraid. It's Lavok and Larry against 2, but Lavok crucially takes the LG and puts him down to 65 HP. He's gonna look for the health pack. It just comes up. What a fated pickup. Gets the kill onto Night Terror, and now Lavok eats the LG. Lateraid does crucially survive an LG hit, but does take it from Lavok. Lavok does get the damage out, and Lateraid goes down. Lavok hits the LG and gives Hydro Thunder Hurricane their first lead of the matchup. unbelievably good stuff out of Hydro Thunder Hurricane. They were dead in the water, and they have made the comeback all the way to taking the lead. And big damage. Levac on a rampage. This is the Levac that Hydro Thunder Hurricane has needed the past couple of maps, and they're finally getting it. Levac getting big damage, takes down Raffle, and it is just Laterade left alive and jumps up the lift and is going to try and play games here and able to still be alive. Jumps all the way up, and Rockets coming out. Laterade getting the better. It seems like they don't know how to play this, but the Rockets finally do come in. Cornered him in the lift, took him down. 8-6. Hydro Thunder Hurricane has come all the way back. They're in a 2-round lead. Laterade going to push up early, get a little bit of damage, shield guns, and tries to get an LG out. Does get an LG out, and top control has been won. What are they going to do with it now? As later, I mean, they do get a player killed, and Laterade now pushing the advantage, as we know that he wants to do. Once they get a man advantage, Brimstones are ruthless. Every single one on their team is willing to get aggressive. And Laterade now going to, I mean, he's pushing. His team is, well, was there. But Hydro Thunder Hurricane started rolling as a team. Larry does go down. Double kill goes out. And Levac versus Laterade. Where have we seen this before? Laterade, the health pickup isn't there for him. He's got 20 HP. He's got the shield gun out. He's trying to survive. Finds the health pickup finally. Gets back himself back up to 40, but it is not enough to survive a beam. Levac sees him. Laterade sees him. Gets another pickup. Gets to 50 HP. Gonna survive. The LG blocked by the shield. And neither one of these two hitting each other so far. Levac drops down. Laterade gonna look. Levac doesn't. The pickup was already gone. And he's probably going back to the other pickup. Laterade gonna wait over here by this pickup. Should be coming up shortly. And I think Levac probably heard that. Laterade gets himself to 60. Still LG-able.
30 seconds left.
Can win with a headshot though. But everything misses. Levac misses. Rockets coming out. Rocket from Levac
Red
takes
team
down
scores.
Laterade, and Hydro Thunder Hurricane is down. I mean, they get to a 9-6. They are one round away from at least sending us to a map number 4. And I mean, they need everything they can get. And big damage out onto Buddy. And Levac, I mean, he's just pushing. He's aggressive, and he's going for the gold. And another nice bit of damage. Gets another shot out. I mean, and... Or actually, I should say Laterade. Jeez, I was on Laterade, not Levac.
Blue team scores.
My bad. Brimstones gets us to a 9-7. That's a first round they have won in... It was 6-2. So, yeah, they lost 7 rounds straight. Laterade does... Or no, Laterade's still alive. I was on somebody else. Buddy here, trying to link gun somebody down. And Laterade, currently hurt, goes
Red
down.
team scores.
And with that, Hydro Thunder
Red
Hurricane
team is
able
the
to
winner.
make a huge comeback on the map and take map number 3 10-7 and send us to map number 4. Reverse sweep still on. They need to win pending though. The map they lost in the last best of 5 in order to send us to structured for map number 5.
8,
And we have our
7,
maybe our
6,
last countdown
5,
as we are getting into
4,
map number 4
3,
on pending.
2,
Hydro
1,
Thunder Hurricane needing to
1.
reverse sweep. They have to win the next 2 maps. And Brimstone's looking to complete the comeback from the losers bracket. They need one more map to do it. And somebody just walked into a bunch of rockets. Believe that was Larry, as Night Terror just prevents the push up the lift. I mean, we might as well stick on board with him. He is currently doing well. And somebody goes up the lift right into it, but they are aware Knight is at the... They took down Laterade, so... Larry does drop, though. And Hydro, or Levac now low, and Hydro last one alive. 56 HP. Probably going to drop here. And does drop,
Red
and we are
team
going
takes the
to get the wall hacks on. And we'll go on board with Levac. I mean, he was dominating last map, so let's see if he can't keep this forward. I mean, his team needs it. They need every last bit of power out of Levac, but big damage from Laterade onto Levac. Levac getting hurt, 11 HP. Laterade going to push aggressively, and his team not quite there to help. And now, I mean, they haven't gotten much back for that kill. Do find some damage onto Dem, but it might be too little too late. There's still a couple very healthy players on Brimstones, and it's gonna be, I mean, Larry ends up dropping, and now it's Buddy and Hydro against Raffle, Knight, and Dem. Knight still pretty healthy, but Raffle and Dem could go down, and does not matter. Knight cleans it up, and 2-0 Brimstones once again getting out to a lead. Let's see if Laterade can help his team, but Laterade takes a bunch of damage there, peeks like 2 people at once, gets hit down to, you know, a little bit over an LG's worth of damage, and hits a headshot, hits another headshot. Levac gets double headshotted and dies. Laterade, after getting hit with so much damage, is able to get out well over 300 in the space of a second, and all of a sudden, I mean, it's down to Larry, and Brimstones wins round number 3, and Levac needs to find that dominating form again, because right now Larry is the leader for what the hell just happened there. Larry is the leader, hits a nice headshot, or not a headshot, nice LG, and I mean, they need whatever they can get, but the current death is gone against them once again, and Laterade is pushing aggressively, looking for whatever he can get, and Larry's going to try and hold him off here, but not quite connecting. Laterade ends up taking him down, and it's a 2 versus 4. Make that a 1 versus 4. Hydro, last alive, taking a lot of damage, tries to get out, and Laterade ends up getting anti-comboed, and
Red team scores.
Well, anti-comboed because he shoots Knight's core, and Levac needs to find whatever his entropic form was, because right now his team is getting manhandled 4-0, and once again they're putting themselves in a bad position to start off with. If they don't fix something soon, once again in danger of going down to an almost unwinnable level. But never say never, as they proved last map, they can make big comebacks on any map, and certainly doable. Laterade, last alive, was hiding at the 50. Levac didn't see him, but Levac does see him now. Hits him with a couple of primaries. Gets Laterade down to an LG-able amount of health. And there, I mean, Link Gun comes out. Just damage out, damage done. Hydro Thunder Hurricane able to get a round on the board, get themselves to a 4-1 scoreline, and that is, I mean, that's what they needed. That is exactly what they were looking for. Cannot hate them. And Laterade, once again, I mean, he's trying to get damage out, and is just taking a lot early, but they can't seem to finish him off. I'm guessing he's going to go put a bunch more damage out right now before dying. Gets at least 82. And his team is cleaning up other side of the map, and Larry does take down Laterade. Can he hit another kill? Has 2 people on him, needs to get something out, can't get it, and now Buddy, last alive, trying to survive, does get hit by the LG, does take down Dem though. Minigun comes out, 13 HP, still somehow alive. And Buddy missing the LG that he felt like he needed to hit, and he's going to walk backwards right into somebody. Everyone is incredibly low, and Night Terror finally hits the shot, takes down Buddy, and 5-1 Brimstones halfway to their championship victory. Buddy with the combo coming out, and almost blows up a combo that could have done a ton of damage, and does hit a decent chunk of damage, and somebody gets blown up. Looks like Dem just absolutely got hit by Larry's rockets, goes down, and now a bunch of Brimstones are at the end. Knight hits a huge combo onto Levac, sends him to the Shadow Realm, and now Larry dies, and Hydro is all that is left. He dies as well. 6-1, the comeback. This is where they made it on Entropic. Can they make it again? 6-1 is a tall scoreline to come back from. They did it by winning 7 in a row, down 6-2 last time. Can they win 7 in a row again? Gonna have to happen. If it doesn't, they're done. They're toasted. And here comes, I mean, Hydro fighting down Dem, just shock primarying his heart out. It is a 2 versus, well, make that, well, still a 2 versus 3. Thought Dem was going to drop, ends up surviving. And that is crucial for his team for now in this round. And Hydro ends up going down. Big damage out onto Larry. Laterade still has 69 HP. Dem 10 HP. And Dem ends up dropping. Laterade last alive. And he goes down. Damage coming out from Buddy. And that is round on the board for Brimstones. Hydro Thunder Hurricane. And I mean, could this be the comeback? They do need something to go right for them. And we'll be on board. I guess we'll go on board with Levac. He is the team leader. They need another great performance out of him. Missing the shot onto Laterade. He dies to an LG. Survives. But Raffle able to swing the corner, take down Levac. But Laterade behind 2 people. Gets a nice flank. Gets a lot of damage. He's at 45 HP. Dies to a beam. Trying to look for anything he can. And runs directly into somebody. Ends up looking. And damage comes out. Link comes out. And Link takes down Laterade. And 6-3. Hydro Thunder Hurricane trying to make a comeback here. As they were down 6-1. They need to make something happen. Who's currently leading for them? It is Larry. Larry is the one in the driver's seat for Hydro Thunder Hurricane. Although he did take some early damage. And the lift, not kind to him. Doesn't miss his guy at Nest. And already in a bad spot. Laterade just shooting Larry from above. Shield gun comes out. And Larry goes down. It is now on Levac to try and make something happen here. Not going to happen. And way earlier than on Entropic, Brimstone's able to stop the bleeding, get themselves to a 7-3 scoreline. And it just seems like Hydro Thunder Hurricane is faded. They were playing very well. They are now struggling. And Night Terror gonna push over to boxes and ends up dying. 3 versus 3. Health bars slightly in favor. Well, players and health bars now definitely in favor of Hydro Thunder Hurricane, but one goes down. And looks like Laterade or Raffle, whoever was healthy there, got absolutely smoked in the back by 135 out of Levac. It was Raffle. And now it is Laterade and Levac. The battle that has been happening a bunch this series. 1v1s between these two have been nail-biting affairs. And we'll go on board Levac. We've usually been on board with Laterade for these because he has been in the odd man situations when we get to him.
1 minute remains.
And Laterade getting the damage early on onto Levac. Levac had the big health advantage but lost it quickly. And now Laterade is going to be have the advantage in 35. And Levac pushing aggressively. Doesn't land the shot. And Laterade hits the LG, takes him down, gives his team an 8-3 advantage. 2 rounds away from winning the whole series. And here, I mean, we got to go back on board Laterade. He is currently leading his team 4.3 PPR and just gets a nice 90 damage onto somebody. I think that was Levac. And still, and just hits more shots. Buddy very low already. Rockets coming out. Laterade hitting the damage. Down goes Buddy. Laterade follows quickly, but it is Hydro last alive for Hydro Thunder Hurricane. They need this round. They will have to stave off 7 championship points if they want to win if Hydro loses this one. And he is down to his last sliver of health. Do or die time. 7 championship points coming up for for Brimstones, and they are just a tiny 1-round victory away from winning this title, Season 16 TAM, and already getting a kill, looking like a coronation round in the making. But big damage out onto Later Aid. Hydro Thunder Hurricane will not go quietly, but Later Aid just starts peppering Hydro, and it is now Larry and it is now just Buddy, 21 HP. His entire team's hopes resting on him. Gets 1 kill. Gonna need to find a lot of damage on a lot of other people. And they do hear him. They get a primary. And Buddy goes down. And Brimstones are your Season 16
is the winner.
UFC TAM champions. Congratulations to Brimstone, later a Dem, Knight, well, Sacred, and Rawful. They take this series by winning a first best of 5, 3-2, second best of 5, 3-1. Dem becomes a 3 straight UT title champion, back to back to back, and has forever earned himself a salary upgrade. Good fucking luck to that dude in the future. And what a absolute gutsy performance from both teams. I mean,
seconds.
I can't say that Hydro Thunder Hurricane played badly. I think they ran out of steam. They were definitely seemed to be running more on fumes at the end than
10, 9,
Brimstones.
8,
that's for sure.
7, 6,
Shout out to everyone who
5,
adminned this league.
3,
Fantastic,
2,
well run.
1.
Double Limb was fantastic. We all loved watching these matches. Thank you all for watching, many of them, supporting all the different streamers, the tournament, everything throughout the series. Thank you for tuning into the finals. I mean, I think a UT4 Olymp season's coming up on the horizon. Probably another TAM season following that. Exciting stuff. Stay tuned. We'll catch you on the next stream for the last time. Season 16 TAM, hosted by Unreal Fight Club. We are signing off. Catch you all in the next one.